Is your duration going? Look at us.
Looking good.
First try this week. Welcome to Snark Marks, everybody. We are a very funny podcast out of the Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey. Andrew,
Yeah.
you know that it'll come as no shock that I am a movie man.
You are.
I enjoy the cinema. I enjoy going to the cinema.
Well, it depends on what you call cinema, okay?
What? No, they're all unless it's Twister, which is not a real movie. Then
see then
they all count as cinema.
If you're drawing that line,
Well, tomorrow, Andrew, there is a new release on the schedule. Kung Fu Panda. Now, I want you to try to guess how many Kung Fu Pandas have there been?
Okay, so there's Kung Fu Panda. There's Kung Fu Panda 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. There's Kung Fu Panda 3 Tokyo Drift. There's Kung Fu Panda 4 Even Panda Year. There's Kung Fu Panda 5 Pandemonium. There's Kung Fu Panda 6 Pandemic. And I'm gonna say there's been 4. This is number 4.
Wow, you nailed it.
That's a lot of Kung Fu Pandas. I did not know. I just figured since you're asking the question, it's a high number.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. And nay be it for me to say that Hollywood is bankrupt of ideas.
Yeah.
Do we really need a fourth? What could the fourth Kung Fu Panda movie tell me that the third Kung Fu Panda movie didn't say? What's left to say?
Kung Fu Panda would have been really good.
Yeah. What's left to say, really?
Maybe Kung Fu Panda solves the crisis in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Is it still Jack Black?
It's still Jack Black. He's still in it.
Listen, I'm okay with Jack Black getting money. I get less mad about them repeating stuff for children because children like, the same things. I was going to say my cat. My niece, Juliet, who I love very much, she's the best. Yeah. She watches the same Miss Rachel videos just constantly. You can show her whatever. She wants to watch Miss Rachel.
Right.
So I get why they repeat kids' things, but 4 Kung Fu Pandas is a lot of Kung Fu Pandas.
I just narratively, that's a challenge. There are only 3 Iron Man movies, technically. He's in other movies, but there are only 3 main Iron Man movies.
But they don't stop the beef. He's fighting. You know what I mean? There's always evil to fight.
Yeah, especially
if you know Kung Fu.
There's always more naysayers out there. He's got to, because I enjoyed Kung Fu Panda 1 quite a bit. I haven't returned to the series myself.
Well, has he gone to New York yet?
He, as far as I know, he has not taken Manhattan nor gone to New York. Or gone to hell.
Has he done Dallas?
He's a lot on the bone still for Po in these.
Is that his name, Po?
Yeah, the Kung Fu Panda is named Po.
I don't think I saw the first one.
To
the surprise of no one.
It's pretty good,
Po enough.
Yeah.
That's a callback, everybody.
Po must train a new warrior when he chooses to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. However, when a powerful shape-shifting sorceress sets her eyes on the Staff of Wisdom, don't you just hate it? Don't you just hate when a powerful wizard sets their eyes on the Staff of Wisdom?
God, I hate shape-shifting sorceress.
He suddenly realizes he's going to need some help. Teaming up with a quick-witted Corsac? Oh, a fox. Okay, a Corsac fox. Po soon discovers that heroes can be found in the most unexpected places, which is the lesson learned in the original Kung Fu Panda.
So listen, you gotta drive the lesson home sometimes.
Yeah,
I bet. Listen, and there's nothing wrong with this.
Sure,
there's nothing wrong with this. I bet that fox is a chick.
I believe the fox is Awkwafina. I have seen some promotional materials with Jack Black and Awkwafina, and I don't recall her in the other panda movies.
Have they done Kung Fu Panda has a female friend yet? Because they're going to do that for every franchise, which is okay. Listen, it's okay.
Yeah.
It
doesn't sound like you want it. It does sound like when you say it that way. Yeah, that it is okay when you say it like that. One of the things that people ask on Wikipedia is, will Kung Fu Panda 4 be a thing? That's a weird way to phrase that question.
In Wikipedia?
Or not, whenever you type in something, it has like...
Oh, yeah, in Google.
I
thought people were asking Wikipedia questions. That's another level of illiteracy when it comes to search engines.
Yeah.
By the way, one time when I was a kid, my mom sat me down and she asked me if I was looking at bad things on the internet.
Sure.
And I was like, what evidence do you have? Because I'm not going to,
Yeah. But way to sound innocent.
No, I probably just straight up flat out denied it. But she said, because Alyssa, who's my sister, found this, and she shows me a Google search of it says, can I see a picture of a blank?
I'm
not gonna say the word.
Sure.
And I said, Mom, you did not catch me. Nobody caught me. I'm not stupid. That's not how Google works. So either one of my idiot friends got on my computer and did this, or Dad did this. Because I would never Google a question when I'm trying, like you politely ask, hey, can you please show me pictures?
I'd be interested in seeing blank.
Yeah,
or
it probably wasn't. It probably wasn't my dad, for the record. It's probably one of my idiot friends, and I have some ideas as to who it was. But I was like, Mom, I that is not how I would Google that. So no, that is not me.
So essentially, you answered a question with a question, which is, Mom, do you think you raised a dullard?
Yeah.
who would Google such a thing?
How stupid do you think I am, Mother?
Yeah. I came home one time to my uncle, who is now passed on, was living with us for a while, me and my mom, and the computer was in the common area.
Mm-hmm.
And I came home from school one day to see that something had been downloaded. A program had been downloaded onto the computer.
It was a program.
Yeah, well, it had an icon.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
On the desktop. And I was like, come on, man. Like, you're gonna get us busted here. Like, and I'm gonna get busted, and I'm not doing anything. Just because you don't know how to work the internet doesn't mean, like, so then I had to go in, had to uninstall it, had to have a very awkward conversation with my uncle. Then I had to password protect my computer. And he was like, hey, I tried to log on the other day. No. Your privileges are revoked, my friend.
See, I bet a lot of kids got in trouble because somebody older in the house didn't know how to properly conceal bad things on the computer.
Yeah, just
the only thing I ever got caught for was, like, they'd find my CD that had Spokesman by Goldfinger on it. It says "goddamn,"
right?
And my mom broke my CD, or like I had a copy of the Eminem Show that was unlabeled, and somebody accidentally put it in their stinking CD player, nosies, and I got in trouble for that.
Yeah. Whenever I used to go, every year we used to go on a youth group trip to San Diego. It was like a big youth convention conference the weekend of Thanksgiving, right? The day after Thanksgiving till the Sunday. And we'd all get in a van, and you'd fundraise all year, and we'd stay in a nice hotel, and we'd all go to San Diego to go to this conference, right? For like Christian youth group thing, pretty fun. Always looked forward to this trip, right?
Dude, Christian youth group trips were really fun.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that too, but we'll go ahead.
So, but our youth pastors were very adamant about not bringing secular music on the bus to the Christian youth group conference.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd all have to try to sneak our music on, and they were pretty litigious about it. So I saw a brilliant move in which one of my friends gave up one of his CDs that he didn't care about. He let it be found. so that it could be confiscated, so that the rest of his CDs that he did want to listen to were no longer suspect. And I was like, what a brilliant maneuver, tactical move.
It's the South Park tactic. You give them something terrible so they let you do the thing you want.
Yeah. So I always remember that. And plus I remember like we'd go to San Diego and we have a whole Saturday afternoon. There's like a thing on Friday night. There's a thing on Saturday morning, and then there's a big chunk of free time Saturday afternoon. And we went to this conference like 4 or 5 years in a row. And every year I'd be like, look, we're in San Diego. The beach is right there. You know, back then no one knew that SeaWorld was as bad as it was. I was like trying to pitch the idea of we're going someplace that we never go. Let's do some things that we don't have access to do in the podunk town we live in. No, every year, 3-story mall down the street from the hotel.
God.
That's where we went.
Everybody's always talking about the mall. They want to go to the mall. It's so much fun. They're sitting in the big beanbag chairs and shit.
And I was like, this mall has all the same stores that our mall has. Like, what? Why are we here? Oh, they have a different food court setup. Their food court's on the 3rd story. We don't have a 2-story mall. It's drive me nuts. But I get outvoted every year. And it's like you couldn't go without chaperones. And all the chaperones want to go to the mall so they can take advantage of Black Friday deals that I didn't know was a thing back then. So like I just like every year, like, dude, the mall has not changed. That Abercrombie sells the same shirts that our Abercrombie sells that I can't wear.
And so it smells the same.
Why would I want to go to this mall? The models are probably better looking because it's San Diego. It's not where we live, but even still. You're telling me you're telling me there's a whale I could be seeing at SeaWorld and I got to come to this stupid mall instead every single year? Every year?
There's pandas at the zoo. I went and saw the pandas when I went to San Diego.
Yeah. Nope. Mall. 3 blocks. I know 1 4-block area of San Diego, and that's it.
That sucks. So we went to Mexico and Santa Cruz for our big trips in youth group. And in Mexico, I got in trouble because I bought a Switchblade. And
look, what do they want you? You're just a man. You're
I'm
not
in
made
Mexico.
Of stone. Yeah,
I have to do something. And so I had to give the Switchblade up. Somebody ratted. Who narcs? But again, it's a church trip, so like people get. This is what happens at church trips. People are doing all these things, and then you have the big revival night where everybody's like, oh, man, I'm an asshole. I need to stop being an asshole. I'm going to tell everybody that Andrew's got a Switchblade. And Andrew doesn't have the revelation that everybody else had. I'm not going to give my Switchblade away.
Right.
God's cool. God doesn't care about the California laws for how long a blade should be and how switchy it can be. You know, it's a cool little switch. It's like 3 inches long. And so I had to give that up because they said that we could get in a lot of trouble at the border, which probably was true, but they weren't going to search all of our shit anyway.
Right.
The other one is even funnier. I think we went to Santa Cruz and go to the beach boardwalk and all that stuff. And I can't remember everything we did at Santa Cruz. We stayed at this camp. On the way home from Santa Cruz, I don't know why I did this, but I, on a piece of paper with a red marker, drew a picture of 2 turtles having sex.
Well, I know why you did it. Because you're you. So
there's 2 turtles having sex, and there's 1 turtle on this. There's 3 turtles in the picture. 2 turtles having sex, and then on the side there's a 3rd turtle, and there's a bubble, like a cock bubble.
Sure.
And it says, "Yeah, that's right. Give her the shell shocker." And so I did it, and then every car we passed, I would just hold that picture against the window.
I believe you committed a crime. That's what you did.
Bestiality. I was showing everybody bestiality on the road back from Santa Cruz, and there were some kids in the car that thought it was hilarious. There were some kids in the car that were mortified.
Yeah.
And I got a talking to when I got back to the thing. And I couldn't explain myself. That's the problem. Like a lot of times adults are like, why did you do that? And like the answer is because it was funny or I don't know.
Right.
Like it's not like.
The genuine answer is I'm 12 or 14 or whatever, you know, like that's funny to me.
You can't be like, I'm expressing something deep inside. No, it was funny.
Right.
It's stupid and funny. It's
Yeah.
two turtles having sex.
It's
Third
the
turtle
thing
watching.
It's a thing I thought of at the time.
Yeah.
You know,
But anyway,
I remember we were coming back from a youth group trip one time, and somehow it became like, okay, one of the kids convinced the youth pastor to let us play the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album. At the time, because the leader of the youth group, he really liked Under the Bridge, that song. He was an old classic rock dude, got saved, of course. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, I know the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge. That is definitely not a song about heroin. So I understand.
As long as it doesn't literally say a bad word, a lot of people think it's a fine song.
Right. So they're like, Californication had just come out.
It's got fornication in the name.
So we're like jamming to the song, and then Dream of Californication comes on, and then suddenly they're like, wow, what the hell? And they take it out and they give it back. And I just remember one kid, perfect comedic timing, goes, man, I think Jesus would be really upset if if he knew that we were listening to that song. But like with the 100% of the irony necessary for that statement, because he was listening to Dude Ranch by Blink in his headphones. So he was safe. Because he wasn't, he didn't think to be stupid enough to give his music to the youth pastor to be scrutinized. He was safe.
Well, good thing you guys didn't get all the way to track 13, Purple Stain. That begins with, if I remember correctly, to finger bang is not a sin. I put my middle finger in. Your monthly blood is what I win. Now, it would have been really funny if you got to that song.
Yeah.
But you guys probably would have had to go into some sort of like rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Or
they'd have turned it around and restarted the convention.
Yeah, we're going back to the convention.
Yeah, we gotta call Toby Mac back to do a set.
Was he there?
One of the years he was there, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it reminded me your thing about getting narked on at a Christian camp because of the revival night. Whenever noted pro wrestler Sting, who just recently retired, Kaka, whenever he found the Lord in his book, his biography, he felt it necessary to talk about all the times that he cheated on his wife and name other wrestlers who had also been unfaithful to their wives. And they were like, and I remember reading that he was getting a ton of heat where people were like, hey man, what the shit what are you doing? Putting it out there.
That's like
for
the 50,
everybody. That's
the
you.
50 Cent video. Why'd you say fuck me for?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so that always reminded me of that.
That's not cool, funny. Steve. Like well, let's talk about this, okay?
Sure.
Those guys cheated on your wife. Cheating on your wife is a terrible thing to do. If you're going to tell on somebody for doing anything, don't tell on them for doing drugs. Don't tell on them for holding a picture of turtles having sex against a window.
Right.
Don't tell on them for buying a switchblade. Tell on them for a crime with a victim. There's a victim in this situation. I can't get too mad at Steve, right? But still, it's probably not your place to do that, Steve. These things might have been cleared up by now, you know?
Yeah, well, it's definitely not your story necessarily to tell.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't do it in public. Hit up the woman.
Yeah. Or go talk to your bro. Be like, hey, I'm feeling pretty convicted about my relationship. You know, maybe you should think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like, you
Hunter.
can't. Yeah. Yeah. You just can't put it in print. Now it's in there. Now it's on there forever. It's on wax, as they
That's
like to
wild.
say. Yeah.
That's wild.
Okay, I have to tell you about a situation that happened the other day, Andrew.
I'm so excited because is this what you texted me about?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to hear about this because I have a gym story. You know, I've got a gym story.
Okay, so I have a gym story.
Yeah.
I was on the stair stepper, my nemesis. I hate the stair stepper. It fucking sucks. But I mostly do cardio at the gym, which is kind of ironic because I have a treadmill at my house. But I don't know if the act of going to the gym makes me more likely to do it. Plus, I have other equipment.
I do.
Like,
yeah, it's going to the gym makes me do it. Like if I have it at my house, I'm going to be watching TV and hanging out with my cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like I like using the exercise bike. I like using the stair stepper. I'll get on the treadmill. Those are generally my activities at the gym, and then I'll alternate like some weight machines. People really want to hear what my gym regimen is, but
They've been asking.
yeah, about my gains.
Yeah.
So I was on the stair stepper. This is after I've done 30 minutes on the exercise bike, and I also walked to the gym, which is like another 20 minutes of cardio, right?
Hell yeah.
So like I'm feeling pretty tired. 25 minutes on the stair stepper for me at various intervals, pretty tiring experience. Right near the end, the stair stepper that I used was next to a treadmill that was empty when I got on the stair stepper. And then a lady got on the treadmill once I started on the stair stepper. But they're like right next to each other, right? A dude comes over and starts chatting with the lady on the treadmill, but he's leaning like on my stair stepper machine. Like he's in the way where if I try to get down off the stair stepper, I'm gonna have to ask him to move, which I don't feel is my responsibility. He should be out of the way.
Personal space.
Right. So I have stopped. I'm now in my cool down mode. I've turned off the stair stepper. I'm just standing there. And I can't tell if this woman knows this man, if she's interested in what he's trying to say, because they're speaking Spanish. And I, unfortunately, don't know Spanish.
Yeah.
But she looks uncomfortable, at least to me, to some degree. And she's like kind of looking at me, but I can't tell if it's because I'm evaluating this situation because I'm waiting for this dude to have a realization that he's in my goddamn way and to move. But he won't move. And at one point, he like looks up at me, so he knows I'm there, and then he still doesn't move. And he's like leaning his arm on the stair stepper machine, and I probably could have went around him, but I don't feel like I should have to go around him. He should move out of the way because he's like in the drop zone for where I need to go. And he keeps talking to this woman, and I can't tell if he knows this woman or not, or if he's hitting on this woman, and she does not look particularly stoked about it. So I'm like, well, what do I do? Because I don't want to ask her in front of this guy if she knows this guy or if this guy's bothering her, because I don't want to get in a fight at the gym.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I hit him with the excuse me, though, for sure.
Well,
excuse me, get your fucking stupid ass out of the way.
No, I
spit on his shoes.
So eventually I just went, yo, please move. And he was like, oh, and then he moved, but then I have to go back because as we've talked about, good gym etiquette, I clean the machine when I'm done.
Yeah.
But he's moved back in the way of me getting back to the machine. So I like clean the machine. And this one's like, she's taken out one of her headphones. He's put his coffee on her machine, but they don't look like they're
weird.
Right. Like, but they don't look like they're in a conversation of people that know each other.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think he's asking her what music she's listening to, what if she wants a drink of his coffee, like all this shit.
You don't have to give me further details on this, right?
Sure.
You know what he looks like. You know what she looks like. Is it possible that he's hitting on her?
It is possible, yes.
Okay.
It seems likely.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm not trying to white knight, I guess, but I'm like, well, if this dude's bothering this lady, like she shouldn't have to stop her workout to get out of to like leave. Plus, maybe she doesn't feel comfortable doing that. Who knows? So I just go up to, I see one of the workers passing by, one of the ladies, and I just go up to them and I say, hey, this may or may not be correct. I can't tell if this guy's bothering this lady or if they know each other because I don't speak Spanish. But he's been standing there for a long time and he was blocking my machine while he was talking to her. So like, you know, that's sort of obnoxious. And she's like, okay, I'll go, I'll check it out. And I'm like, great. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm done anyway. I'm going to leave. Because if they go to talk to this dude's going to definitely know that I'm the one who said something about it. And I don't want this dude to come over to me while I'm trying to do my other workout stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I go and grab my gym bag and I'm leaving and I have headphones on. And now the gym employee is talking to another gym employee and they're looking over in that direction. And she says something to me and I'm like, what? And she's like, so do these people know each other? And I was like I said, I don't know. They could know each other, but she doesn't look, you know, stoked about it. And the lady was like, yeah, she doesn't look comfortable. She looks uncomfortable. And then somebody went to, and then they look over and the dude sees me and he's like, "What, me? What's going on?" And so
he's making the throat slashing at you.
Yeah. So then I guess the manager lady or something went over to investigate, and I'm like, I don't need to stick around to find out. Like, my read could be totally wrong. This dude could be totally harmless.
Yeah.
But he's not totally harmless because he was annoying me and not really paying attention to personal space and my personal space. So, but that's my gym story, was like, I don't know what to do. And I'm not out there looking for places to intervene, to stand up, to be like, I'm a champion for women who are being hit on by creepy dudes at the gym. I just know that from most women I've ever talked to, they don't want a dude to hit on them at the gym, regardless of whether or not they're into it. Generally, is what I've come to know.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, right? I would have disqualified myself. So, and I'm not saying that my would have been the right thing to do. I would have gotten the guy out of my fucking way, done my thing, got him out of my way while I went and wiped it down, got him out of my way when I left, and then probably been like obviously audibly annoyed by it, and then left, because I would have been like, well, guess I'll never know, because they don't speak English.
Right.
Because I would be too scared of taking that risk. And they're just literally having the best conversation about, like, how's your mom? How's your mom? What if that was the conversation?
Yeah, it really could have been. Like,
her mom has cancer, and like they know each other really well. He was her hospice nurse.
I tried to give that option to the Planet Fitness lady when I was like, look, they could know each other. My read on this could be way off, but it doesn't seem like it. And that lady was like, yeah, she doesn't seem comfortable. She seems uncomfortable because she kept
maybe she doesn't speak Spanish.
No, she speaks Spanish. So yeah, she's speaking Portuguese, because she was like looking around and like looked at me a few times, and I'm like, I don't know if that's like, hey, can you help me out here, or if she's just looking at me because I'm paying attention to that conversation, So I don't know. I was in a weird place, but
that's tough.
In either case, I felt like the appropriate thing to do if I have concern is to take it to the management of the Planet Fitness and let them suss it out. Like, I don't need to go and be the hero in this situation, or be the fool. I could have been the fool,
Yeah, but it's good of you to have looked out for that person. Like I said, I wouldn't have, because I'm a coward, and that and if they were speaking English and I knew what was going on, there might be a situation. But I'm like, this guy's gonna think I did it because they don't speak English, or because I was in his way.
I was like, dude, I'm walking home now. What if this dude has to leave the gym and then he sees me when I'm walking, and now I got to square off with this dude in the street? Like, that's, not that I'm certainly not a tough guy, and I certainly don't want to fight anybody in the street. So I'm like running through all the various scenarios of what it could be. Or the next time I go to the gym, they're like, hey, you're the creep because these guys are cousins and they haven't seen each other in a long time, and you made it weird. And I'm like, well, okay, then that's my bad. Sorry, man. I don't know.
He's driving home and he sees you.
Yeah.
Hey,
that son of a bitch.
I was close. I was closing.
He was look, if he was going for it, he was certainly not closing.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Okay, I have a gym story as well.
Okay.
You know my gym story for the most part.
Yep.
I went to the gym last week. I can't remember even what day it was. I think it might have been. Was it Sunday? What? It
was on Sunday.
It was Sunday?
Yeah.
So on Sunday, I was at the gym, and as soon as I get there, immediately I go to the cables. It's arm day. I'm going to do some cable curls to start off my set, my gym session. And so I'm walking to the cable curls, and I see a giant man, a big boy, big fucker.
Certified.
And like not like a fat or like even like super crazy bulky, just like he's like 6'4" and he's built like a bodybuilder. Like, he is shredded up and his chest is huge. He's got big old ears and a big old forehead. And I was like, man, that guy looks familiar. I feel like I've seen him at the gym before or something like that. And I do my set of curls, and that guy gets up and another guy sits down, and right next to me, like there's the row machine right next to the cable curls. And this guy is doing like pretty intense row machine workout. And so I finish my set and I look over and it's Gunther from WWE.
WWE superstar Gunther.
The current Intercontinental Champion, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion consecutively and in total in the WWE's history. And I'm like, okay, this guy looks a lot like Gunther. Gunther, if you, a lot of people listening probably don't know what Gunther looks like because we're no longer a wrestling podcast. But if you Google him, you spell it Gunther. He's a very particular looking person. There aren't a lot of people in the world who look like Gunther, at least as much as this guy looked like Gunther.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like Gunther doesn't look like Hulk Hogan, right? Like, no. Or Ric Flair, who are the only people who can look like that. Gunther looks like he could be a regular dude, but he also looks like a pro wrestler at the same time. Like, he looks like Gunther while also looking like he could just be a regular guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's both.
Yeah, totally. And he's once again, just like his friend that he's with, he's got big ears. He's got a brow on him. He's got a wild brow on him. He's got a weird shaped head. He looks like somebody from what's the guy with the little hat on Nickelodeon? Hey Arnold.
Oh yeah.
He's got a Hey Arnold shape. His head looks like a Hey Arnold character.
Right.
And so I'm like, wow, this guy looks like Gunther. Like, holy, this guy, I've never seen anybody who looks like Gunther. I can't, like, this guy, I want to almost tell this guy he looks like Gunther. And then I text Dusty and I say, hey, the guy next to me at the gym looks so much like Gunther. I'm not entirely sure it's not actually Gunther. And I kind of said that jokingly.
Yeah. Well, that's because again, that's the thing is he looks like a regular person, or like he could be a regular person, but at the same time, when you see him, you're like, oh, that guy's somebody, you know, like it
he's
could
just
be
he's a striking looking individual.
Yeah.
Like, and actually I'll share for the YouTube crowd. I'll share a picture of what Gunther looks like. This is Gunther. That is the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. Okay. He's a big boy. And, so a lot of pictures of Gunther from Friends on here. Forgot that's him.
Yeah.
So there's Gunther. And so I'm like, I almost texted you. I don't think I did, but I almost texted you. Seriously, is there any reason that Gunther would be in Bakersfield right now? That's how much this guy looked like Gunther.
Yeah.
And so I pull out my phone and I just Googled. First, I Googled Gunther. So look at his face. Because I'm like, I got to see a picture of Gunther and then look at this guy and see if I'm looking at Gunther. Hopefully, this guy didn't see this on my phone.
Right.
That would have been weird. But I'm looking at the pictures of Gunther. I'm looking at this guy. I'm looking at the pictures of Gunther. I'm looking at this guy. And then so I'm like, screw it. I'm Googling where is WWE right now. And WWE on Sunday had a house show in Bakersfield, California. It was Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, next to me at the gym.
That is incredibly wild. Because, like, I told my wife afterwards that you saw Gunther, and I was like, I don't know what gym you go to, but it's
it's called Choose Fitness. It's like a Planet Fitness.
Okay.
It's like a cheap but big gym.
I was like, it's fascinating to imagine, because I don't imagine that Gunther has, like, I imagine he works out, but it's funny to think of him going to a public gym or having like the same kind of gym membership that I or my friend have. But it makes sense because there are Planet Fitnesses or Choose Fitness like everywhere, and they go everywhere. So like, where would you want to have a membership at a place where you could just find one easily?
I guarantee what he does is wherever he goes, he gets a day pass. Because I'm sure they get a per diem everywhere they're at. And so Gunther, at that point, that's when I text Dusty and I say, they're in Bakersfield right now. It's 100% him. And then I start looking at him, and he's not as big as you think he is.
Really?
Yeah. So Gunther is like a physical specimen, big fucker, intercontinental champion that beats everybody up and overpowers everybody. He's really strong, all that stuff.
Yeah.
He was with this guy, the shredded guy that I saw first, is a wrestler named Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah.
Shredded up. Yeah, he is shredded up.
Yeah, he's part of Gunther's group. The Imperium is what they're called.
Yes. And from Kaiser is specimen. That dude is impressive in person. He is like 6'4". He's Shred City. And I'll show you what Ludwig Kaiser looks like, everybody on the YouTube. And then I looked it up, and Gunther is billed at 6'4", 297.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Gunther is not 6'4" or 297. He is big. He is an impressive-looking person. Ludwig Kaiser is the Shred City boy in the middle. He looks even bigger in person.
Well, they have
like
him,
muscle-wise.
They have him billed as 6'3", 220.
Which is funny because he's taller than Gunther.
Yeah,
and he's like clearly taller than Gunther when you see him on television. And Gunther is probably, I would guess, 6'2", 6'3", probably 6'2", like 230. But Gunther, I mean, is a beast. And so I'm like, Dusty texts me back and goes, I know you have protocol because I don't ask celebrities for photos in public, but you got to get a picture. And I was like, dude, I am not going to walk up to Gunther, the Intercontinental goddamn, at the gym and ask him for a picture. Like, I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah. I knew
he's
that
Austrian,
you weren't, but I was, trying to peer pressure you into it. I don't know that I would. And I'm a way bigger wrestling fan than you are. It's similar. You don't want to bother people, particularly at the gym. They're trying to just do their thing,
Yeah. And he's not getting stormed. I don't want to like alert everybody to this super famous guy in the gym. I was looking around going, these motherfuckers don't know who this guy is.
They don't know they're next to a 5-star rated champion.
Yeah. So, Dusty said that, and then I see a guy go up to him because Gunther went to a different machine other than the one I was next to. And he, by the way, you asked, I got to tell you, true heel move did not wipe down his machine.
Oh, no. Well, who's going to say something to him?
He's got to maintain kayfabe. You know what I mean? But I did rub my face all over that Gunther sweat when he got up. I'm just kidding.
Just trying to get some of his workout.
Yeah, so he went to another machine. A super dorky, slouchy guy walked up to him, and wasn't me, surprisingly. And you could tell he was like, "Hey, big fan," whatever. Shook his hand, and then they're gone for a little bit. They're in the gym, but like I'm doing my thing, and so the cable setup is like a big one giant rack with like 8 cable setups on it. And in between each set of 2 is a bar that goes across the top, and it's got like a pull-up bar and like parallel bars to hang on to.
Yeah.
And I like hanging on those. It's good for your shoulders and stuff like that. So I'll do that between sets sometimes. So I jump up and I grab the like parallel bar things, and I'm hanging on them, and I'm just holding on to it. And I start doing like, like leg raises for your abs.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not like, I'm fucking around. I'm not like trying to do them right. And I'm like, and then I like after like 3 or 4 of them, I'm like, I probably look stupid right now. Like, I probably do not look like I know what I'm doing. And I drop down and I turn around, and Ludwig Kaiser had been standing there wanting to use the cable machine that I was in front of.
Get this asshole out of here.
Yeah, so he just points at the thing, and he was like, "Is that free?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then is there anything else that's of interest? Oh yeah, Gunther goes to right in front of the mirror. He goes to where the dumbbells are, and he's doing like a back exercise where you like lean forward and you do kind of the flies, for his back.
Oh yeah.
And the guy who shook Gunther's hand earlier on the literal other side of the gym is 40,000 square feet. It's a big gym.
Yeah.
Is now standing a few feet from Gunther, not working out, just watching him do these things. And at that point, it was like, there's no way I'm going to say hi to this guy.
Right. Yeah.
If it was anything, I would have walked up to him, because I'm a Gunther guy. I've been a fan of him since the first time I saw him. He's a great wrestler. He's like one of the only like true classic old school wrestlers still around. And I would have just walked up and been like, "Hey, big fan," fist bump, and walked away.
Yeah.
But so he goes to the treadmill, and he's wearing really nice Yeezys, 350 V2s. He changed into a sweater for the treadmill, so I'm guessing he's cutting weight a little bit. He's trying to get a little Shred City for WrestleMania or something like that. He does look slender nowadays compared to what he used to.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that for a long time he was like touted as like this big, like beefy sort of wrestler, and had a physique that like the dude's still in shape, obviously, but he's like a big guy. That was part of his appeal. And then he ended up like going to WWE and just getting like, for his body type, like really shredded, like abs and like really defined like biceps and stuff. He looks great, and he still wrestles. The same dude is a beast. Like, he has incredible matches. He's the type of heel that you want, because like he can make anybody seem like an underdog. And like he's just a great wrestler, and I'm glad that his physique will no longer, it never should have been, but I'm glad that they won't be able to use his physique against him, like in pushing him from now on,
Yeah, and he's so good, and he it was interesting to see him just kind of, he doesn't look like a normal person. Like, he would stick out if you saw him in public, but he doesn't look like as imposing as you would think he was than the way he was built, which means that they build him really well, and he's effective,
Yeah.
The only thing I was going to do, and I told you this, if I made eye contact with him when I was leaving, I was going to do the belt sign around my waist.
Yeah.
Like, "I'm coming for you, Gunther, you son of a bitch," Because think about it, dude. Andrew Idell, 140 pounds, was doing cable curls 1.5 feet from the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, from the champ.
You know how much inside he was probably like, "I can't believe I'm in the same building as this freaking guy doing the same thing." Like, right. He's looking at the weight that I'm pulling and being like, is this guy okay? Like,
yeah, it's
anyway.
It's fascinating to like think about. It's the thought that I had whenever I was thinking like, oh yeah, I guess that there would be like a wrestler who could go to like Planet Fitness, if that were the town he was in, and that were and that were the gym that was available to him. Like, I could see Kevin Owens at the gym, or at the zoo.
Well, apparently it used to happen a lot.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Bakersfield who he had an ex who worked at a gym, and whenever WWE was in town, like a bunch of different wrestlers would go to their gym. So, because I think it's pretty common. Yeah. Like, I was thinking about it. It's not like they travel with the gym, right? I would be surprised if, like, because they're at Mechanics Bank Arena in Bakersfield, which is where the Bakersfield Condors play, and I know there's a gym in there because I've seen it. I went into the innards of that place one time. There's the perks of working for the radio. You know what I mean?
Being a star.
Yeah, but apparently a lot of the guys just use normal gyms. So,
well, and like you said, one of the things that we talk about a lot is like, I don't want super fame, right? Like, if I could play drums in a band and make money to live and be a success on that level, that would be wonderful. but I don't want to be can't go out in public famous. Like if I could be in the band, like the drummer who drums in Taylor Swift's band, that dude is raking in cash, and that dude can go to the mall. Like that's the best of both worlds essentially for him. And I like the same thing for Gunther. Like he's famous, but he's not John Cena or The Rock or Cody Rhodes. Like Cody Rhodes probably can't go to just a regular gym. I bet he would be mobbed. But Gunther doesn't look like a regular person, but he's not so famous that it would impede his regular life, I bet.
I think you'd be surprised at how many places Cody Rhodes can go and not get mobbed.
Really?
Yeah, because like WWE is huge, but it's still it's huge, but it's niche. You know what I mean? There's a big difference between Cody Rhodes and Sydney Sweeney. If you asked our friends who don't watch wrestling who Cody Rhodes is, they won't know who Cody Rhodes is.
Sure.
Even though he's like the biggest guy in wrestling right now. Roman Reigns probably more so than Cody Rhodes would get recognized,
right.
But even he isn't really a mainstream celebrity in the same level as like a movie star or something like that. But I could be surprised. Gunther, obviously less famous than those guys, but honestly, if somebody said you can stay where you're at right now, or you can be an ultra mega star right now, to me, I'm taking ultra mega star because
yeah. Well, you have the lead singer phenomenon. Like,
but they get so much free shit, dog. Like, like I understand it kind of sucks, but you can go to Bohemian Grove if you want to. If that's your flavor, you can go.
Well, I bet Taylor Swift's drummer gets plenty of swag bags. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to.
But like, if you want to go see the freaking Tom Petty and the Heart, well, he's dead. If you want to go see freaking Prince, oh wait, he's dead.
Yeah.
If you want to go,
I wanted to see Rage Against the Machine. No.
Yeah, if you want to go see U2 at the Sphere, right? You just call the Sphere, and they say, "Yeah, we'll give you the best seats in the house, and not charge you, Mr. Megastar."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pretty cool, man.
If I cared about U2 at all, then that would be fun. Like the perks, sure, but your everyday life, I would like to be able to like go to Target. The real dream is being able to go to Target and just buy whatever shit I want and not have to look at it. Man, the amount of stuff I would buy at Target. Like that, the
dream, you can get it delivered.
My dream is achievable. I like going to the store, Andrew. I like
buy a store.
I like looking at stuff.
I saw a video the other day of Leo DiCaprio in like a carniceria, like in a Mexican grocery store.
Oh yeah,
just buying a bunch of stuff.
I bet like in big cities, I bet in like New York and stuff, like you have to deal with the paparazzi, but I bet most regular people like they're not so shocked that they see celebrity, because it's like, oh yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio lives in that building over there or whatever, and I'll see him walking on the street. Like a girl I knew who used to live in New York said she saw Jenny Lewis, who's a musician I really like, just on the street walking, and it was just like, oh hey, that's Jenny Lewis, and then they just kept walking, both of them. So I think Gunther's in a good spot. I'd like that particular spot. Look, if I could be the other thing is, how many we've done this bit on the podcast, how many super famous drummers can a person who doesn't play drums name? Like 3 probably.
Well, even me,
right?
Like Grohl, Chad Smith,
okay,
Neil Peart,
okay,
John Bonham,
yep. 2 of those dudes are dead, so I'm saying, yeah.
Taylor Hawkins, oh shit,
yeah.
Let me think. I'm sure I'm missing someone. Ginger Baker, I believe, is dead too.
You're missing a big one that you would know.
Keith Moon also dead.
You paid a lot of money to see him.
Trey Cool, Travis Barker.
Yeah.
So most of them are dead. Ringo's still around.
Ringo is getting a movie.
Paul.
Yeah, the best.
He drummed a lot on the Beatles.
Yeah. So like, even if I were in the most famous band in the world. Like there was a point in time where Kings of Leon were pretty famous. I don't even know the name of the drummer for Kings of Leon.
I can't, dude. There was a time when Kings of Leon were really famous.
Yeah, Pretty famous.
That's crazy. If the guitar player, that's the thing though. If the rhythm guitar player for Foo Fighters, he can go literally anywhere. He could be in the crowd at a Foo Fighters show.
Yeah.
And he's gonna mostly be fine.
Yeah.
Like completely. I couldn't even I'm sure he's white.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Pat Smear, I believe, is Hispanic.
Yeah, but he's pretty famous.
Yeah. He's
get a new name. Get a new name. Let's stop calling yourself Pat Smear.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway.
So anyway, yeah, that's awesome. You know, you got to see the champ.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was it's just jarring. You're just doing something and you turn to your left, and 2 feet away from you is a very famous person.
Well, that's your mind playing tricks on you too. Like I was at the Warped Tour one time watching the Vandals with the current drummer of the Foo Fighters, Josh Freese, on drums. And I looked over and the drummer for Real Big Fish, a band that I love, was standing next to me. And I only know that he's the drummer from Real Big Fish because I had seen promotional material. And I was like, oh shit, is that the... So I just looked at him and I went, hey, are you the drummer for Real Big Fish? And he went, yeah. And I went, dude, you are awesome. And he went, thank you. And then that was it. You know, but it's still, no matter what level of fame someone has achieved, the guy in Real Big, I'd take his level of fame, you know? Like anybody who's achieved a level of fame and then you see them doing what a regular person would do seems weird.
I was at a Chili Pepper show and I looked to my right and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was standing next to me.
That's a dude that you don't mistake for somebody else. So that's a pretty easy. No. Yeah.
He's 7'3".
Yeah.
And he was just standing there. And then Val Kilmer was like right next to him. It was a very weird night.
Andrew,
mm-hmm.
We are continuing the March Madness tournament of song eliminators. Now, last week we crowned the pop punk champion in the first round. Basket Case by Green Day. You're welcome. Finally receiving the accolades you deserve.
Yeah, nobody ever talks about that song.
Give them their flowers. This week, we're moving on to the first round of the Rap Eliminator. And let me tell you, put together a little playlist for myself. That's a fun walking playlist with these songs.
Oh yeah.
It was
straight through.
Oh yeah. It was put it on repeat. I was having a delightful time. So, look, you're going to want to skip this segment if you don't want to hear me at some point probably rap some lyrics to some songs. Because to make my point, I'm going to need to emphasize some parts. So,
can I skip this segment then?
No, you're stuck. You're locked in.
No, you cannot. You son of a bitch.
Unfortunately, you cannot.
Listen, you're just getting me back for having to singing every once in a while.
Yeah. All right. So in round one, first matchup, we've got "Lose Yourself" by Eminem, of course, off of the soundtrack to the 2002 motion picture 8 Mile.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't seen a road miles south of 10. This of course became this was interesting to me. Eminem's first Billboard Hot 100 single, and was there for 12 consecutive weeks. So before this song was a meme, don't forget that at one point it was very popular just based on its merits, not ironically.
It's his first number one, right?
Yes, first number one single.
Okay,
yeah. It's the highest rated rap song of the 21st century on the 500 greatest songs of all time, number 166. And it's the most streamed song of Spotify from the 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy that it's the first rap song and it's like number 160 or whatever number you just said.
166. Yeah. No, it's the highest rated rap song from the 2000s. I don't know I don't know where it lands with where other rap songs are on this list. This is just Wikipedia.
Oh, it's the highest one from the 2000s?
Yes.
Oh, and that's a distinction.
Its number is 166.
So it beat out Holiday Inn?
Yeah.
By Chingy and Ludacris? I'm pissed.
Unfortunate. Beat out
just a fucking crime against humanity.
Yeah. It's taken
Country
on
Grammar.
Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg, of course. The second single from his debut album, Doggy Style, from 1993. That peaked at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was nominated for Best Rap Solo Performance at the Grammys in 1995. It's number 8 on VH1's 100 Greatest Hip Hop Songs of All Time. What do you think, Andrew? Give me your thoughts. Lose Yourself versus Gin and Juice.
This is tough for me. A lot of these are going to be really close.
Yeah.
Lose Yourself is a cultural song.
Yeah.
Right? It won an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know?
It's and again, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, Mom Spaghetti is like a meme now.
And it's annoying, to be honest.
Yes, but at a certain point, the song In Earnest was extremely popular, and the song is very good. If it's just taken on its own merits, if you could strip away everything that it's meant in the last, 20 plus years since it came out, on its own as just a song without bias, it's very good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really, like, is this the song that made Eminem think that he needed guitar on every song? I remember how this song made me feel when it came out. Like, this was like my wheelhouse, you know? Yeah. I remember being in middle school on my way to a basketball game, listening to this song like I was playing in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, getting ready to. You're like, I'm gonna drop 40 on these motherfuckers tonight. They've never seen moves like these. Well, yeah.
And so when it comes to lyrics, you've got, with so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop D-O double G, but I somehow, some way keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. That's so good.
Yeah. Well, and the thing, like, we're talking a lot. I think we're going to talk a lot in this, particularly about personality. Like, nobody raps as well as Snoop Dogg does as Snoop Dogg. No one can put those words together the way that Snoop Dogg does them or performs them that way. Like, the sort of ease and the laid back way that he raps is his own thing. A lot of pretenders, but he's the only guy. He's
a style and flow rapper. Like, he's like, in terms of lyrics, he's a little better than Dr. Dre, but that's not saying a lot in terms of like cleverness and intricacy of lyrics. But in terms of style and flow, like, Snoop's one of the best. Yeah. And
just
he's
vibes.
Fun.
Like, that is a fun ass vibes song to have on.
Yeah.
Like, the problem, if there is a problem with Lose Yourself, is that it so perfectly articulates the rage and the feeling that Eminem had, the desperateness, that Eminem has, the desperation that he has. Yeah, desperateness, you know.
Desperatosity.
Yeah, that, like, it's not a fun song to have on at, like, a party. You can't, like, Lose Yourself is not a hang out and kick back sort of song. In my estimation, it shouldn't be,
right? But it is. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I guess so. But it's like that song gets your heart beating too fast. Is the you know?
And in terms of lyrics, we talked about the beginning of Gin and Juice. This is gonna be a little long, but this shit blew my mind when I was a kid. This is my life, and times are so hard, and it's getting even harder trying to feed and water my seed plus teeter-totter caught in between being a father and a prima donna, baby mama drama, screaming on her too much for me to want to stay in one spot. Another day of monotony's got me to the point of, like a snail, I've got to formulate a plot or end up in jail or shot. That whole, I'm not going to keep going, but like that from there to the end of that verse is like, that blew my mind when I was a kid, and it still does. Like, the rhyme schemes and the matching up of the syllables, like, Snoop Dogg's never done anything like that.
Yeah, well, even the beginning of that verse, no more games. I'm gonna change what you call rage. Tear this motherfucking roof off like two dogs caged. Yeah. Like, that whole, again, it's just like you feel the vibes of both of these songs. So I guess it's whichever one. Like, I have more fun listening to Gin and Juice, and Gin and Juice has some great rapping in it too, as far as like technical rap. But I think like Lose Yourself is bigger. It's so big that I think Lose Yourself gets my vote in this instance.
Yeah, it's Lose Yourself for me.
Yeah.
I agree with you that I have more fun listening to Gin and Juice, but that might be because I've heard Lose Yourself so many times because it was like the song of the century.
Yeah.
And Lose Yourself is I'm not going to say it's a basket case in terms of this competition,
Right.
but it is a good number one seed for this competition. Gin and Juice unfortunately ran into it.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it was Who Am I, What's My Name, I think I put that song over Lose Yourself just because I love it so much. But I got to go with Lose Yourself on this one.
Yeah. If this were Laylo, we might have a problem.
Is Laylo your shit? Is that
Laylo
what it is?
is my shit, yeah. But that's because I love everybody that's on Laylo, as far as like their vibe on that song. So up next, we've got Tupac, Hit 'Em Up, taking on. Tupac's Hit 'Em Up is, but according to Wikipedia, did you know this, Andrew? A diss track by American rapper Tupac featuring the Outlaws.
I had no idea.
I didn't know that it doesn't appear on a proper Tupac album. It's the B-side to How Do You Want It, which is on All Eyes on Me, but it's actually released on the Death Row Greatest Hits album. And
doesn't that apply? Isn't like Changes not on an album either?
I think so. It's like the lineage of Tupac's releases is like weird to me. But
yeah, so Tupac's Changes was released on his Greatest Hits album. I mean, it's just what happens when you die.
Yeah,
and he just had it. Yeah.
June 4th, 96 is when the song comes out. Doesn't he die in October? Isn't he shot in October 96?
Let me look. Because
something like that.
I actually looked that up today. September 96. Okay. So it got released in 2 months later.
Yeah. So the song is widely regarded as among the greatest diss tracks ever recorded, as well as one of the most savage and brutal. And Hit 'Em Up is taken on Big Pimpin'. Vibes completely different. By Jay-Z, released as the third and final single from his fourth album, Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, and features a guest appearance from UGK and production by Timbaland. It was the most successful single from that album, peaked at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100, and Rolling Stone ranked it number 467 of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
It was 67?
467.
It was like Big Pimpin' was number 67 on the greatest songs.
Not that greatest song. So, okay, so here's the thing. I'm not as well versed in Tupac as a lot of people are. But I think, for better or worse, to some people, this is the enduring legacy of Tupac, because this is the sort of change, if I'm right, from like the sort of poetic Brenda's Got a Baby, Hey Dear Mama, that sort of poet Tupac, to the gangster rap Tupac, which is sort of his, at least in mainstream to me, the sort of more enduring legacy of him is as this like gangster rapper who gets murdered in a gangland shooting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I would call this the one that was like the one that came out, because I think Two of America's Most Wanted was before this. But and I think Ambitions as a Rider was before this too. I could be wrong though.
All Eyes on Me has Ambitions as a Rider and Two of America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, so I think but anyway, this is, to me, unfortunately, the song people think of when they hear about Tupac. Tupac had so much. He gave so much in so many different ways. Like he made this song. He made Two of America's Most Wanted. He made California Love. He made all that shit. But he also made I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto, Staring Through My Rear View, He made
Picture Me Rolling.
Yeah, Bury Me a G.
Yeah.
There's just Tupac is like my favorite rapper ever, and well, in terms of ones that everybody's heard of, you know.
Right.
And I'm not gonna hipster anybody, but this Hit 'Em Up is good, and it's a really well done diss track. I don't like the second feature verse by
The Outlaws.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I can't
Which
remember what the guy's
particular
name
guy,
is.
Yeah.
It is Hussein Fatal. No, his one is better. It's Gaddafi. I don't like the one by Gaddafi as much.
Get out the way.
I'm from
that one, right?
no, I like that Get Out the Way, yo, better than I'm from any W jurors where plenty murders occurs.
Oh, okay.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
But Lil Kim is you coked up or doped up. So
Yeah.
like that's one thing that sucks about some Tupac songs, and they did some of these posthumously, unfortunately, but like some of the features just aren't that good. Some of them are great, but
Yeah.
like I don't think the feature was very good in this song, but it's Tupac, man, and it's. I mean, grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac.
The hook is still like there's even though it's a diss track, it has that sort of chorus which is very like lyrical. I like that melody a lot. The grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. That is really good. I also this one sort of is the predecessor to that style of Tupac where what does he say? Oh, I'm a self-made millionaire, like that, like the Dave Chappelle fake Tupac voice is big. And
believe me,
yeah,
I love that shit.
Yeah, like
have you heard Troublesome 96?
I don't think so. No.
There's a part where he's like, I'm afraid to sleep. I'm having crazy dreams.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
But you're a beat biter, a Pac style taker. I'll tell you to your face, you ain't shit but a faker. Like that. The melody of that is also really good. I like that a lot. But yes, I agree. The Outlaws verses are weak on this song, but it's got like, I mean, it is the iconic, Bad Boy, fuck Bad Boy as a label, as a crew, and if you're down
fuck
with
Mobb Deep,
yeah, and if you're down with Bad Boy, then fuck you too. And the beat is pretty good. Now the Big Pimpin' beat, let me tell you,
is better. It's a better beat.
Yeah, Timbaland's beat on Big Pimpin' is incredible, and I like the feature verse by UGK way better than anything that the Outlaws do. Whenever what's he say? My favorite. Oh, don't trip, let's sip, getting thrown on the flip, getting blowed up with the motherfucking Jigga Man. That is hilarious to me every single time.
Yeah, that's art.
Yeah,
that's art.
So I think this is not a indictment on who has the better song or catalog as a whole. I think Big Pimpin' is the better song.
This is hard for me because I'm leaning Hit 'Em Up.
Okay,
but this is why I'm gonna let you decide.
Okay,
because
there's another.
I'm a big Tupac stan.
Sure.
And I chose the entire last one in terms of almost the entire. So, because Jay-Z's one of the best.
Yeah,
he really is. I love Jay-Z. I like Tupac's lyrics a little bit better, even in Hit 'Em Up, which I don't think is his best lyrical song. Hit 'Em Up has more cultural significance than Big Pimpin'. I listen to Hit 'Em Up more often than I listen to Big Pimpin', but I don't listen to Hit 'Em Up very often. I reach for other Tupac songs if I'm going to listen to Tupac.
Yeah.
But after there is me making my case, we will say Big Pimpin' moves on to the next round.
Okay. I feel weird. I feel a little weird about it because I feel like people might have a disagreement about that. I'm not saying that Big Pimpin' is a great song, one of the all-time best. I like the beat better. I think the
beat is better.
I think the guest verse is better. I think by and large, Tupac might edge the advantage in main lyrics or like main verses over that
Mhm.
particular Jay-Z song, but I really don't like those Outlaws verses. Like,
Yeah,
they're
the
tough.
NEW Jers where plenty murders occurs is really bad. So we can say that's because that's actually what mostly ruins this song for me. Because like I've said it a million times on the podcast. Real Motherfucking G's by Eazy-E is my favorite diss track of all time.
Right.
But it's just Eazy-E's verses, and he's got his homies on that verse,
Yeah.
and their verses aren't nearly as good as Eazy-E's verse.
Yeah.
But it's I put Real Motherfucking G's over either of these two songs, but I will give it to you that the Outlaws verses kind of do stink up this song a
And
little bit.
UGK's verse is so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's so now we move on to what I consider to be the battle of round one. We talked about it last week. Here we go. 50 Cent in the Club, which of course is off of his debut single, or is his debut single off of his debut album. His debut album, people. Get Rich or Die Trying from 2003. Written by Dr. Dre and Mike Alonzio. It's what I found interesting was this song was originally given to D12, and they didn't know they couldn't figure it out, like what to do with it. So then it ended up going to 50 Cent.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, of course. Came out in 2003. This song was listed number 24 in 2009 of the Hot 100 songs of the decade, number 13 on Rolling Stone's best songs of the decade, and was 448th on the Rolling Stone list of 500 greatest songs of all time. I think the thing that throws people off is the rhythm is offbeat, or at least the way that 50 Cent like figured out how to rap on it is sort of offbeat. And that confuses, like, that's what makes it sound so interesting. But we've got one man in 50 Cent. Let's see if I can do it. He's taking on the RZA, the Jizza, Ghostface Killah, Raekwon the Chef, Inspector Deck, You God, Old Dirty Bastard, and of course, who, Andrew?
The Method Man.
The Method Man. Wu-Tang Clan's Cream, Cash Rules Everything Around Me. Which is a backronym, which I didn't know was a thing until today when I was looking it up. So a backronym is a word that exists that then you make an acronym out of. So like cream's already a word, and then they made an acronym of.
I thought that's what just was an acronym was.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But apparently, it's called a backronym. If you're looking it up
There's
on Wikipedia.
Something weird going on there.
Yeah. Released in 1994. It's the second single off of Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. Produced, of course, by the RZA. Lukewarm commercial reception to Cream. Only peaked at number 60 on the Hot 100, but then, of course, it became like known as one of the best rap songs of all time. Yeah, man. I don't know. This ultimately, to me, comes down to a matter of taste. What thing do you enjoy more? And I don't know which song is better, because the beat for In the Club is undefeated. It's one of the greatest production pieces ever made, but it's also up against the Cream beat, which is also one of the greatest production pieces ever made. That piano on Cream, that loop is infectious. Like, it's in your head. It's in my head right now. I'm thinking about it. But this is the thing we always run into. Like, are we talking about the cultural significance of this song? Because like 50 In the Club is everywhere. It exists outside of time.
Yeah, and it's one of those songs where if you listen to it now, you have to listen to it, try to listen to it with clear ears, right? Where you're not listening to this cultural song that you've heard a million times. Like the same thing with Crazy by Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah.
If we erase Crazy from our brains and then listen to Crazy again, it's not going to sound like Starbucks like it does now, right?
Right.
In the Club was like everywhere, man, and it is fun. It's still re-listenable. So is Cream, obviously. I mean, I got a Wu-Tang Clan tattoo.
Yeah.
But I feel like In the Club's got to win this.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate going against the Wu-Tang Clan.
It's like the In the Club doesn't have. Well, I guess it does because it's about 50 Cent, and there's like, I don't know, there's something about the personality of 50 Cent that comes through in this song that makes you sort of smile. You know, when he's saying like, in the hood in LA, they saying 50 you hot. They like me. I want them to love me like they love Pac.
Yeah.
Like my plan is to put the rap game in a chokehold. Focus, man. My money on my mind. Like it's impossible not to like this guy in this song, even though he's like professing to be a legitimate gangster, like a bad person. But you listen to that song and you're just like, I'd hang out with this dude if he was in the club and I was in the club. I'd want to hang out with that dude.
And 50 Cent is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. He's like goofy. He goes hard on P. Diddy on his Instagram.
Yeah, well, the idea that he bought out the front row of all of the front row of a Ja Rule show so that it would be empty is hilarious. It's hilarious. That level of trolling is so funny.
Did you see he threw the mic at his show early last year and hit a woman in the head?
No.
They kept giving him mics that didn't work. And he got pissed off and he chucked the mic off stage, and he wasn't intentionally hitting somebody, but he cracked some woman who was there with a radio station in the head, and she's in the hospital and gets stitches and shit.
That's funny. Well, and then he's made more money off of his like Life Water investment than he did rapping is a hilarious thing to have happen from a dude that used to like sell crack or heroin or whatever he used to move.
That's like finding out that like Shaq owns like 30 Taco Bells. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah. All his money's on the back end, you know? He's a businessman.
Yeah, and it really does hurt me. It does. Because Cream, like Wu-Tang Clan, is the greatest rap group of all time. They're close to my soul.
Yeah.
They are nobody's like them. They're unique. They've got fucking Method Man, who's one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah. You have to give credit. The chorus is Method Man, and one of the best parts of this song is at the beginning where he like fake starts the song and he's going, cash rules everything around me.
Yeah.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. And then the beat comes in, but you really have to give it like Raekwon's verse. The first verse is incredible. Inspector Deck's second verse is also incredible. And I had to look it up because I don't just know offhand. I love the Wu-Tang Clan, but I don't know what each guy sounds like individually. So I looked it up.
Yeah, no, it's easy to pick out like RZA and
ODB.
Method Man and ODB.
Yeah.
Those are the three that are easy.
But like this song is the lyrics are so deep and profound. The fact that it's about like the fact that cash rules everything around them. They used to be stick up kids and they would rob people, and then they realized like their life wasn't getting any better regardless of how much they robbed people. You know, the life didn't get no better. Same damn low sweater, regardless of what they were doing. So now they're a rap group and they put themselves together. Like, I love the story of the Wu-Tang Clan. They're incredible. I can't go against In the Club though.
That's the tough thing. It's like Wu-Tang Clan raps like the streets of New York, right?
And the beats are that way. Like,
yeah, and it's amazing. It just sounds like a guy like even next to a fucking barrel fire, like you know.
Well, yeah, it sounds like they all found each other standing around a barrel fire and just started like the song materialized out of nothing, you know.
Yeah, and so but 50 Cent sounds like America.
Yeah.
in the early 2000s, and I have to give that its credit. And like I said, it pains me to put anything over Wu-Tang Clan, but I think I got to go In the Club, and which once again, not my favorite 50 Cent song.
Yeah.
And Cream, not my favorite Wu-Tang Clan song, but alas,
such is the way that it goes. Final matchup of round one, we got Kanye West with Heartless.
This is the matchup of the event for
you.
Me.
That's it's from his fourth album, 808s and Heartbreaks from 2008. Song was written by West, No ID, Kid Cudi, and Malik Yusef, which, oh, is that you know what? I'm not going to speculate. That's what that says. Anyway, it sounds like Mos Def's.
No, that's Yasin Bey.
Okay, yes. So there you go.
I knew that's what you thought it was too.
Yeah.
For the record.
It was passed on to West during recording sessions after this beat was originally for Jay-Z. I think this is a much better Kanye beat than a Jay-Z beat.
Yeah, I would like to see what Jay-Z does with this, because Jay-Z does cool things with stuff, but Kanye, like, I didn't know Kanye didn't make this beat.
Yeah, it's the song reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song stands as one of the highest certified digital singles in the U.S. at the time, and he is taking on Tech Nine and the song Caribou Lou, which is off of Ever Ready parentheses The Religion, which is the 5th studio album by Tech Nine. There is unfortunately not a lot of Billboard information on Caribou Lou. It was certified gold in 2012, certified platinum in 2017.
My boy Tekanina is slept on, dog.
Yeah, he's just.
I mean,
the thing is though, the records he sells, he keeps a ton of that money. So Tech Nine is like a genius as far as his business,
and he's rolling in it.
Yeah,
and he's started a lot of other rappers too.
Yeah, and good for him to get all the money that you can. Okay, so the fact that this beat was made on an 808 machine for Heartless is incredible. Like the fact that if I remember the story right, there was just an 808 like in the trash, and Kanye was like, "I'll make an entire album using 808 drums," which is an old drum machine. Like they've come a long way since then, but it's such a good beat.
Yeah, it's that whole album. 808s and Heartbreak might be my favorite Kanye album, and I think it's gonna be even more revered as time goes by. Because at the time that it came out, a lot of people got mad because it used a lot of auto-tune, which I understand.
Yeah.
But if you listen to how people use auto-tune now, like, this is a lot more artistic than what's going on now.
Yeah.
Like, you hear even Blink-182 auto-tune the hell out of their new album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this was just, it was so inventive. Nothing actually sounds like this, even though it did use auto-tune. Like, nothing sounds like 808s and Heartbreak, and Heartless itself is pretty incredible. It's like, it's bouncy and sad at the same time.
Yeah, this is prime, like, Kanye's in his feelings, so he makes incredible art because of his because he's heartbroken from this breakup, you know.
Yeah, because it's hard to. A lot of people don't think about how beautiful "In the Night I Hear Him Call," the coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so hard. Like, people don't listen to, like, it's easy for that to, like, fall on you, like, you know.
Well, and to make it a dance track.
I hear him talk, not call. By the
way. Like, and to make it a dance track with that beat. That's like, so again, the sad song with the infectious beat is great. There's a very corny line in this song, however, Andrew. Do you think you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think. I'm looking at the lyrics right now to see if
it's very clear.
You just say it. What is it?
How could you be so Dr. Evil? No, come on, man. And that's like 3 verses in. That's
but what's the next line?
You're bringing out a side of me that I don't know.
So it's like his alter ego,
right?
Right?
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just you know, as soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh man, there's that one corny Kanye thing. At least back whenever he didn't take himself so serious. Like, Kanye underrated in his prime for being like a funny guy. You know, and having like having funny quips in his lyrics, you know, and like good skits. College Dropout has good skits, which is a thing in rap music, which is tough to do. Funny skits uh, are a tough ask.
Yeah, he allowed himself to be goofy back in the day, but now he thinks he's a messiah, and like,
Yeah.
it's over. It's old. You know what I mean? Like, I do miss the old Kanye, but I don't think we're ever getting him back, unfortunately.
Well, and
He's got his naked wife that he's
yeah.
taking around on a leash everywhere he goes.
Well, and the part where they switch it up and it's the auto tune, the talk. That part's sick. Caribou Lou.
151 rum, pineapple juice, and Malibu, Caribou, get them all numb.
Yeah, it's man, that's a song, and that's a beat. That's a hell of a beat.
That's the thing about Tech Nine. Like, I kind of get why he's not as famous as like Eminem, but I don't know that there's a better rapper. Total package, including beats, lyrics, style, cadence, everything, rhyme schemes. I don't know if there's a better rapper that ever lived than Tech Nine.
Yeah, like you said, you know, if this were Worldwide Choppers, this might take it. Like
that hook on Worldwide Choppers, I am lies, head of my peas. That song is so sick.
The only downside to Strange music to me is sometimes they do get a little too wrapped up in having like the guy who raps the fastest, Twista, and the guy who Chris Calico, and like those guys where it's it does become the Eminem sort of thing where it's just like, how many syllables can you do? But Tech Nine can do both things. Like, he has an ear for a hook and for a chorus that like makes his songs enjoyable and listenable and popular. Like, Caribou Lou should have taken over because it's a song about drinking and partying that has like a really infectious hook. Is also funny at the end whenever he's like, I'm singing about this. They're not paying me for it. Not yet. He's letting everybody know about this drink that's from like his area that he loves. But
yeah, and it got pretty big in my area. Our area in Central California, we love like that type of like party rap with like, and this isn't the same genre, so don't fucking come to my doorstep. Like Mac Dre, we loved Mac Dre. There's a lot of Andre Nicotina fans, and all the people who love those guys also love Tech Nine. He kind of got typecast at that for a while, where like people who love normal hip hop, when in my area, I don't know if this is a countrywide thing, wouldn't listen to Tech Nine because he was kind of in the group with all those guys, even though, like I said, very different music. But Tech Nine, like I said last week, man, Tech Nine's been doing shit for like 15 years that only new Eminem has started to do, and everybody is like, "Oh man, he's leveled up," and it's like, well, he's just kind of caught up to Tech Nine. Like, Eminem's like clever metaphors and symbolism is better sometimes, and I think that Eminem's early stuff before he started trying to do all this shit was better than pretty much, like, in terms of re-listenability and fun, was better than Tech Nine, like a lot of his albums and stuff. But in terms of just pure prolific like talent and ability and making good songs, like I said, I don't know if anybody's better. Heartless, I think, has to win this.
Yeah,
I think Heartless has to
win this,
unfortunately.
Ultimately, I think it's a bad draw for Tech Nine, and like Heartless is just everything about it is so iconic, and like even with a little bit of the corniness of Kanye, like it's such a good song.
And I think the corniness is endearing.
Yeah,
I think it is. Like, Eminem shoehorns some lyrics sometimes, and we love him for it. And like,
sure,
this was before, like, Kanye was annoying at certain times when this album came out, but this was like right around Katrina, and this was right around George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Right. This is
so like,
well, I'd say My Dark Beautiful Twisted Fantasy is probably peak Kanye, but this is right in the pocket of all of that, you know.
Yeah, I'd say that's peak artist Kanye, where it's like, oh, this is something different and transcendent, right?
Yeah.
And this is art, like I said earlier. I mean, nothing sounds like this and all that, but I think this is peak, for me at least, this is peak re-listenable Kanye. That whole album, like, just especially I don't smoke weed anymore, but smoking weed and listening to 808s and Heartbreak, shout out to our friend Michael, was
big time.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh man.
is big time for you.
Yeah, Say You Will from that album is incredible. So
next
it's got to be Heartless.
Yeah.
So I have a question though.
Yes.
You said we don't have to spend too much time on this. I'm just curious. You said that your list would have been different than mine, and you would have put like 4 different people on it, right?
Yes.
Who were the people you?
Or maybe not 4 different people. I would have put Outkast.
Okay, that's a good one.
Notorious B.I.G. I probably would have put on there.
Yeah, I considered Biggie. I'm not as like I there's like 4 Biggie songs that I like a lot, and I haven't gotten too deep into the rest of his stuff.
Ice Cube, I would have probably taken a look at.
I put him on and took it off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, Tech Nine.
Yeah.
I got to give him some love.
And then probably, I don't know. I was going back and forth on Dr. Dre, only because like the best Dre songs generally have other people on them. And
yeah, he's just
and so I don't know that would have been the list that I stuck with, but like I like this list for sure, because a lot of the other guys are like, I've listened to a bunch of Immortal Technique, but nobody cares about, or
that's another guy that was lumped in with Tech Nine a lot,
right?
Too. And I like Immortal Technique a lot.
Yeah, and I know that you have a lot of like, rappers that you like that aren't necessarily, Atmosphere and like that whole crew of dudes.
Yeah, Idea and Atmosphere were 2 guys that I was like, I can't do it. Atmosphere I could have justified more because I think Atmosphere's like close to Tech Nine in terms of like kind of a fringe person that you put on there. Well, Atmosphere's a group. Slug is the rapper, but
you could put like the other guys. It all just seemed like like E40 or Too Short or a lot of those guys are, like you said, there's a big contingent of a certain kind of rap that's in the West Coast. Like I know dudes that love like Slick Rick and E40 more than they would like any mainstream rapper to come out, but like I don't know all of that stuff in the same way. So like,
have you heard Thiz Dance by Mac Dre recently?
No, I have not. I cannot say that.
Can you do the Thizzle dance? You know that song? That song is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. But I wouldn't put it on this list. But it is like I'm gonna send you a link to it. Make sure you listen to it.
Yeah, give me the link. But I mean, a lot of the other stuff is like 1 or 2 songs. Like Holiday Inn is a song that I will for sure listen to, or that
bomb ass
that Killer Mike Bone Crusher song, Never Scared. I listen to that shit all the time, but that's not anybody that I to put into this particular format. I don't know that would work. So Outkast was like the main one that I would have probably written for.
I would have allowed I would have agreed to an Outkast on here. We could have found room for Outkast on here,
but I bet
it would have been so fresh, so clean, probably.
Well, I'm looking right now. Let's see. No, it's Hey Ya. Of course, it's Hey Ya. But I don't want.
But that's not a rap song.
Yeah,
so
Miss Jackson is the next highest rated. And the beat on Miss Jackson is pretty great, and the Andre 3000's verse on that is pretty incredible. But that's another time we could maybe do that. Bombs, if it were Bombs Over Baghdad, ooh boy.
That might or Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music.
Yeah, that's where we might be
not
having
funky music. What is it? Southern Playalistic Cadillac. Is it funky?
I think it's funky. Something to that effect.
I'm hold on. It is funky.
Okay.
Something got in my head. I don't know
why. So next week, are you ready to hear what we're debating for next week? It's Lose Yourself versus Heartless. And Big Pimpin' versus In the Club. So
okay.
And then I think
true heavyweight affair.
Yeah. And then I think we will reveal the bracket for the next round, which I'm thinking should be 90s alternative bands. And in this case, we'll each pick 4 bands.
Does Weezer count as an alternative band?
Sure.
All right.
No.
One of my picks is Weezer.
I pick Weezer. So,
does grunge count as alternative?
That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
In my mind. So,
see, I never know.
Yeah,
okay, so 3 Days Grace.
Yes.
Buck Cherry.
Yeah.
Stone Sour.
Yeah.
And Weezer.
I'll hold you to it.
Those are my 4.
I'm taking Drowning Pool, Static X,
hell yeah, dude.
Rob Zombie, Coal Chamber,
Dragula.
Yeah,
might run the fucking
Dragula
table.
might run the table of every song.
On any
in any tournament. All right, Andrew. I would like to discuss with you this week from the Monster Hunter's Hand Guide right here.
Oh, okay.
Purchasable on Amazon. This week, get your guitar, your heavy metal guitar noises ready. It's a fucking Kraken, dog.
Oh fuck!
I guess the Kraken is more drums.
It's more like chunky guitar than it is like it's like
I always think of the song "Paranoid" by Black Sabbath for some reason
when you think of the
Kraken, because there's that scene in the Pirates of the Caribbean, the second one, whenever Davy Jones goes, "Release the Kraken," and I always thought it'd be so badass if right when he said that, and just
it would have been so out of place.
Yeah, but
that movie.
Dude, that's what they needed. You have a Squid Man as your main nemesis. You're telling me you can't put a little Sabbath in there?
That fuck. But I mean, the score for Pirates of the Caribbean is damn near perfect. But I'm not turning down.
Could always use Paranoid. Yeah. The Kraken is a huge tentacled sea monster resembling a giant octopus or squid. Specific mentions of the creature can be traced back to Renaissance Scandinavian sources, though there's no telling how many ships lost at sea in the ancient and medieval world were in reality destroyed by Kraken attacks. Oh fuck! Is that a Kraken?
I would venture to say 0.
No, large amount.
There's there's like a Kraken that's like it's got 2 ships.
It's just bashing them together
on either side, just bashing them into each other. There's guys trying to hit it with oars and shit.
It's well, you see, the problem, Andrew, is because this creature spends the bulk of its time in the deepest parts of the ocean, beyond the reach of mankind, except when they rise to attack. Information on the Kraken is limited. For example, there's no way of telling if the monsters live in pack or if they are individual. But
who could say?
Who among us could guess? Yeah. However, accounts of Kraken attacks always seem to involve a single member of the species, indicating the latter. They're a solitary creature.
I'd say Krakens are solitary animals. Yeah. Even if you see giant squid, I've never seen 2 giant squid right next to each other. Every time I've seen a giant squid in the wild, it's just been the one giant squid.
It's like great white sharks. They don't hang out with each other. You know?
No, there's only so many things to eat. You know? You find one ship, these Kraken got to fight each other and then figure out who gets to fight the ship.
Could you imagine if you were fighting a Kraken and then a second Kraken showed up, how bummed you would be?
Oh, fuck! As soon as you get the Kraken off of you, it's like it was the most harrowing experience of your life, and it's another Kraken.
Yeah, just a second Kraken.
I'm just jumping in the water at that point.
This is also wildly speculative, which they taught me not to do in journalism school. A Kraken may be able to squirt ink like regular squids and octopi. The substance, good to know, Andrew, not poisonous, and can in fact be used as a tasty ingredient when cooking the Kraken. You don't cook a Kraken.
No.
Respect.
You don't cook a Kraken. That's a cursed creature. You leave that creature right the fuck in the water.
This thing recommends that you wear goggles just in case there's ink involved. I'm
not a dweeb.
I'd rather die, you know?
Yeah. I didn't wear goggles when I played airsoft when I was younger.
Yeah.
Guess what happened?
Right in the eye.
I got shot right in the eye. Right in the eye.
There's an inherent danger in fighting a sea monster, since hunters involved will have to leave the relative safety of land and entrust themselves to a more alien element. They will be atop the murky depths of the ocean with only a ship between them and a watery grave. Bummer. Big time bummer.
Worst kind of grave? Watery grave? I feel like watery grave's the worst kind of grave.
Yeah, I'm not stoked about it.
How would you feel about being buried at sea? Do you care?
Being buried at sea doesn't bother me, no. I don't think so.
Okay. I would like to not be buried at sea.
Really?
I want a mausoleum. Like I want
right.
some sort of I don't even want to be in the ground. I want some sort of structure built around me, and everybody keep this for when I eventually inevitably croak. I want to be in a room, in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend a lot of money on the room. This isn't about vanity. I just want easy access for the scientist who has figured out how to reanimate people.
Okay, so you'd want to come back.
Yes, I want to come back as many times as you can bring me back. I don't care if you can bring me back to a hellscape.
Right.
Do I get to see things and smell things?
An overrun by Kraken hellscape.
Yeah.
Oh man, they can walk on the land now? God damn
it. Yeah. I want them to bring me back. And if it's like I live like 3 excruciating minutes, right? And then because they didn't bring me back right, put me away. You figure out how to bring people back again. Guess who volunteers? Give me another shot. Put me in, coach.
Yeah. You love science, so that makes sense for you. I'm out. Once I'm out,
I love life.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
If science is the means to continue my life, then I love science.
That's Now, Andrew, what would you bet is your best method to fight a Kraken?
Giant frying pan.
a second, even bigger Kraken is what I would.
And the biggest slingshot ever invented. Just a fucking giant Kraken just flying through the air at this Kraken, and the Kraken goes, "Is that a Kraken?"
Oh no! I'm not supposed to ever find another Kraken. A Kraken can be killed by extreme physical damage. The size of the creature means that a large group of hunters armed with powerful ranged weapons would be required to destroy it. A Kraken should never, Andrew, I repeat, never win, Andrew.
Never, ever.
Under any circumstances, be attacked by a single hunter. Nor should the hunter attempt to engage a Kraken in close quarters combat. What does that even...
We'll see about that.
What does that even look like? You just sort of square up with the Kraken. Come on, man. You're using all of your tentacles and stuff. Lame. Fight me like a man.
That's like Teddy Roosevelt. I told you that he fought Jack Johnson, the heavyweight champion. Teddy Roosevelt's like, everybody look away. He's lowering himself in a little boat, and he's just rowing his ass to the Kraken.
Though the use of fire against a creature swimming in the ocean, it may at first seem dubious. It is possible.
Dumb fucking idea.
What an idiot. Of course, Andrew, conventional flames will be extinguished by the sea. But throughout history, there have been chemical weapons designed to burn heavily, even on contact with water. Greek fire is what they suggest.
That Greek fire? That Greek fire burns hot. It is fire, but it's on the oil that comes from your scalp.
No,
that's Greek
it's
fire.
from the gyros. All of them,
all those
Mediterranean breads. What's the shit in Game of Thrones that they use? The dragons.
Wildfire, bro.
Yeah, that's what you need to kill a Kraken. Fuck a Kraken if you have wildfire. All right, so the dangers of a Kraken: immense size and power, possibly ink. Who knows? Who could tell?
Ink, ink, not poisonous, but gooey, little gooey.
Weakness: soft, easily wounded flesh. Souvenirs. The book gets a little funny here. You ready, Andrew? What's your souvenir? Vast amounts of calamari. Hot damn. There he is. I'm dead if a Look, I don't want to be on the ocean anyway. I don't trust the ocean. I don't like it out there. If a kraken
yeah.
if a kraken attacks my boat, like, all right, I deserved it. What am I doing out here?
I don't like my odds against a sea cucumber, Dusty.
Yeah.
Like, you put me in the ocean, you just wait. The kraken could just swim away and wait, and I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you're really, really putting yourself on the back foot. You know, you're in his.
It's his world.
Yeah, you're in his domain.
Good freaking luck, dog.
I think I've told you about this before, but that's one of my favorite things about the old maps of the old world is just any undiscovered area. There's just a kraken drawn out there or like a sea dragon of some kind. And they're like, look, we don't know what's out there. More land seems ridiculous. We have all of this land. How could there be more land? There's got to just be giant octopuses out there.
That's exactly what it is. Well, also they're like, okay, so I feel like there's probably some crazy giant octopuses out there.
Yeah.
We've checked all these places, no octopus.
Yeah.
So there's clearly giant octopus in all these other places. And then they checked all the other places, and there's no octopus.
Well, we agree.
So they slowly had to eradicate them from the map.
We agree, kraken, like, if the kraken is based on things that are real, it's a giant squid, right? Big-ass squid.
Yeah.
And then they just... the way that folk singers do, they enlarge the tail for their own benefit. You know,
it's like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
it's the same shit.
I
fought the Kraken. I wrestled the Kraken.
WrestleMania 3. 93,000 people. Yeah.
He had 16 tentacles.
Body slammed his ass right in the center. Hit him with the big leg drop.
Oh, brother, the wave that made, brother.
The sea was angry that day, my friend. Listen, brother.
You ever heard of Oceania? That shit wasn't there before that, dog.
I actually wrestled the King of Atlantis in 1982. Vince didn't want me to go down there. The King of Atlantis tried to shoot on me. Son of a bitch.
He tried to get me with his trident, brother.
I had to make a deal with Ursula, some sort of sea witch. That's why most of my hair fell out, but not all of it, brother.
Some sort of sea. Yeah. You will forever be cursed to be almost bald.
Yeah.
But you can't shave the back of his hair is unshavable.
Yeah, it's made of titanium. It's like Achilles. Can only be killed just in that one tendon, you know. The rest of him's impenetrable.
The top of his head will be bald for the rest of eternity, but the back of his head will have long, flowing white hair that looks stupid. Yeah, that's what Ursula said.
And for that, I give you the ability to win the Atlantean Heavyweight Championship of the world. Now get out! I've got an appointment with a mermaid in 10 minutes. I'm gonna steal that bitch's voice.
I gotta give her bad news about her legs.
Yeah.
So what about imagine Hulk Hogan doing the leg drop underwater? How slow he lowers to the ground.
What do you think sank Atlantis, dude?
I'm on my way, brother. I swear to God, don't you dare roll out of this.
The finish is ironclad, brother. I gotta go to Japan next week. He brought Harley Race to Atlantis for backup
with a gun.
Yeah, so make sure the finish.
I feel like Ursula might go into business for herself, brother.
I'm not getting screwed here, brother. So you want to do trivia? Get on out of here.
Yeah.
Let's set it up.
Let me close all my rap-related tabs that I had going.
Tomorrow you're gonna wake up and be like, "Why do I have the lyrics to Big Pimpin' Up?"
Why is Amazon suggesting Hennessy? All right, so this is the Dozen Daily Trivia. It is a trivia done by Barstool Sports. There is 9 questions. They are all different categories, and the first 3 are always sports, and then the rest of them are different pieces of American culture. Let's start with soccer, which goes against the American culture thing that I talked about earlier. In 1998, this European country both acted as the World Cup host and won its first ever World Cup title after defeating Brazil in the final.
I'm going to say...
No idea.
Germany.
All right. Hell yeah. I'm guessing they probably won one before that. We're wrong.
Oh.
NFL. This NFC franchise had the number 2 and number 3 overall picks in the 2000 NFL draft, selecting LeVar Arrington and Chris Samuels.
I believe
in the process.
that this is the Washington Commanders.
Look at
Hey,
you. Nailed
look
it.
at me.
MLB. In 2009, this Arizona Diamondbacks corner infielder hit 44 home runs and also set the single-season MLB record with 223 strikeouts. Oh, what is his name? It's not Adam Dunn, is it? 2009? I don't think he was on the Diamondbacks. There was a guy named Chris something that hit a lot of home runs for the Diamondbacks at the time, but it's probably not him. It's probably somebody I'm not thinking of. It's not Jim Thome. 44 home runs. What is his name? Chris. You know what? We're just gonna go. I think this is wrong, but I'm gonna pick Adam Dunn. I'm not even sure he ever played for the Diamondbacks. It's wrong. I'm gonna be really pissed when I find out who that was.
All right.
History. The Spanish military general led the nationalist forces during the Spanish Civil War and then ruled over Spain from 1939 to 1975 as a dictator under the title of El Caudillo.
Well, oh.
Rafael Cortez. Let's see if that's correct. Wrong.
Is it good as guess?
I know Spain had a Cortez.
Yeah, I was going to say...
And it's not Alexandre Ocasio Cortez.
I was going to say Santana. Something Santana, but
give me your heart, make it real, or forget about it.
Yeah. Black Magic Woman's about the Spanish-American War. Oh God,
I feel like that's David Schwimmer and Hillary Duff.
Give it to me.
I know it's Hillary Duff in the center.
Yep. That's fine.
David Schwimmer if you're watching on the YouTube, you can see this.
I don't like this one at all. That
one's tough.
It freaks me.
I was right,
dude. Nailed it.
Look at us. Snacks and candy. Blended with sweet potatoes or multigrain, what chip brand introduced a Harvest Blends variety in 2023?
Don't they all want Sun Chips?
I was thinking Sun Chips.
Isn't that?
It's for a duck. Wrong.
Oh no!
God damn, bro. We're double teaming this, and the most we can get is 5.
Yeah, things are tough all over.
Music. Formed in 2004, this rock band is known for songs like Misery Business, Ain't It Fun, and Still Into You. That is Paramore.
Yes. They were formed in 2004? All right.
Yeah, that's surprising. Yeah. But she was like young when Misery Business came out.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I love her. Celebrity crush. That's the biggest one for me. Shia LaBeouf, also Hillary Duff. So 2 of my biggest celebrity crushes on here. Shia LaBeouf voices a cartoon penguin named Cody Maverick in this 2007 animated sports mockumentary comedy featuring voice roles from Jeff Bridges and Zooey Deschanel.
This is a movie called Surf's Up, I believe.
Nailed it. Hell yeah, dude.
Well, that's big video store time for me.
After Saving Private Ryan, Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks created this acclaimed 2004 HBO war miniseries that starred Kirk Acevedo, Damian Lewis, Ron Livingston, and David Schwimmer.
This is Band of Brothers.
Yeah. Band of Brothers. Click that. We're going to double dip. I'm going to go up here to MLB. I'm going to guess Chris Spencer. Not his name. Okay. Do we have another guess for the chips?
Got any chips?
I almost feel like it's Wheat Thins, but those aren't chips.
Yeah, blended with sweet potato or multigrain. What chip brand introduced a Harvest Blends variety? I can't believe it's not Sun Chips. Because that's...
I want to guess it again?
Yeah, they clearly didn't get it the first time. What about England for the soccer one?
There's no way they won their first World Cup in 98. England's been around for a coon's age.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they could have sucked for a long time. I'm just...
I'll guess it.
I'm just saying... I mean, unless you have one that you think we could get a better...
They're not even an option.
Okay, well, I will go die.
We will go Japan. No, there's no way they won a World Cup. It's a European country. Yeah. Well, I know France won one, but I think that was like 2002. But we can try it. Yeah. That was the Zinedine Zidane shit when he headbutted the guy in the chest.
Oh yeah, that was a fun.
We'll go France.
Did you get it?
I can't tell. They should. No, I don't know. I don't know if I did. You correct it.
You did.
I did get it. It was France. Fucking France. Who is this MLB player? Mark Reynolds. That's the guy. That's where Chris Spencer is Mark Reynolds. I was thinking the same dude. I'm pissed.
Excuse my French because I'm in France.
Pringles.
Oh, get out of here, Pringles. Harvest.
Francisco Franco, that's the same guy as Rafael Cortez.
Oh, Francisco Franco, of course.
Movie to movie?
Movie to movie. Let's see what we got.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Okay.
To Orion and the Dark.
I'm going to need to see who is in Orion and the Dark, because I don't know what this movie is.
Jacob Tremblay, Paul Walter Hauser, Angela Bassett, Colin Hanks, Natasha Dimitriou.
Okay.
Golda Rocheville.
Okay.
Nat Faxon. Oh, dude. You know who Nat Faxon is?
I could kind of tell. Yeah, maybe.
That's Kip from Orange County.
Okay. Well, Colin Hanks is in this too.
He's in this too? Oh, yeah. So we're looking for Orange County.
Yeah, I think so.
How can we get from the man and then Angela Bassett isn't she in the Black Panther movies?
Yes. So we got a couple of ways we could go.
Yeah. God, man.
You're in tough shape. Okay. So
we got in the other movie, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., we've got Henry Cavill, Armie Hammer, Alicia Vikander, Elizabeth Debicki, Luca Calvani, Sylvester Groth, Hugh Grant. Hey, we got Hugh Grant.
We do have Hugh Grant.
Is Hugh Grant in anything with
Jack Black?
What's the guy's name? Oh, I guess Jack Black. I was gonna say the guy who he's in Orange County and he's also in Ghostbusters. Gosh dang it! Brilliant comedy writer.
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis.
I don't know offhand about that. But
Hugh Grant is in the new Wonka movie.
He is in the new Wonka movie, but I don't think Chalamet is in anything. I'm going for Jack Black.
Trying to get to Jack Black.
Trying to get to Jack Black. So, I think that we go Armie Hammer.
Okay.
And we go to the Lone Ranger, because that has Johnny Depp. And then from Johnny Depp, we can get to something, I'm sure, where we can get to Jack Black. So I need to peruse some.
We're looking at. Sorry, I'm not talking. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Do we have an Orlando Bloom Johnny Depp situation?
Yeah. Well, Bloom's in the original Pirates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I meant Orlando Bloom, Jack Black.
Not offhand. Or if we can get to Gwyneth Paltrow, because she was in a movie with Jack Black. But I gotta
Paltrow.
I gotta just look and see, which I know isn't the best.
So I should be reading these. So who are we on? We're on Jack Black. Jack Black was in Yoga Hosers.
We're on Johnny Depp.
Oh, Armie Hammer. Johnny Depp. I mean, Johnny Depp was in Yoga Hosers. He was in Alice Through the Looking Glass. He was in Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal, the movie.
Okay.
He was in Black Mass. He was in The Nightmare. He was in Mordecai. He was in Into the Woods. He was in Tusk, Transcendence, Lucky Them, The Lone Ranger.
Wait.
Radio Man.
Tusk has Justin Long. Right.
It does.
And he's in.
Can I go back? Does it
allow
me to do
you can
that?
click back. Like on this thing. On the chain, thing? You can click back.
Oh, really? Yeah. So if I go to okay.
So
Tusk.
Yeah.
Do you want me? We doing Tusk?
I think so, because that's Justin Long. And then he was in Zack and Miri. With Seth Rogen, Seth Rogen's in Kung Fu Panda.
Seth Rogen, who's in Kung Fu Panda 4
Okay, with Jack Black,
with Jack Black,
who's
in Orange
who's
County.
in Orange County,
with Colin Hanks,
who's in
Orion in the Dark.
Look at that. It took us. It took us 6, but I've never heard of Orion in the Dark, so I'm still happy about this.
I'm
one.
Orion in the Dark.
Yeah.
Sorry. Armie Hammer was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and he was also in The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp, who was in Tusk with Justin Long, who was in Zack and Mary Make a Porno with Seth Rogen, who was in Kung Fu Panda 4 with Jack Black, who was in Orange County with Colin Hanks, who was in Orion in the Dark.
Yeah.
Shortest possible is Henry Cavill was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with, and he was also in Man of Steel with Carla Gugino, who was in Orion in the Dark.
Well, you know. Look, was the challenge completed? Challenge completed.
Carla Gugino, creepy girl from Haunting at Hill House.
Yes.
She's also a creepy girl from the Poe one. What's the Poe one? What's that called? I watched
Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of the House of Usher. She's also Becca from Son-in-Law.
That's right. Damn.
Becca.
Middle America. Probably need to watch Son-in-Law. Oh, damn, she is in Son-in-Law. She's the main girl, huh?
Yeah, she's Becca. She's the daughter.
Crawl or what?
Listen, Crouch. It's Crawl.
Yeah. That dad, man, that's an all-time dad role. The guy who played that.
Oh, he's so good. Rest in peace, by the way. That guy passed away, but
and
fantastic actor.
Brother and the great Hambino from
the great Hambino. He's also in The Big Green.
Yeah, what a career for that guy. It's solid.
Imagine that. The Sandlot, The Big Green, and the Son-in-Law.
Put it up against anybody's top 3. I dare you.
What's his name? Do you know his name?
No.
I think I have his first name.
I'm gonna say Hamilton the Ham Porter, but I know that's not his actual name.
It's Hamilton the Babe Porter.
Hamilton,
Long Ball Porter. I believe his first name is Patrick.
Okay. Let
me look it up.
This cannot remain unresolved.
I believe that's his first. Yeah, his name's Patrick Renna.
Okay.
I got half his name.
Hey, look.
That's half a point.
That's better than the baseball guy.
That's more people than people know.
So,
I mean, that's more than most people know. So
yeah.
By the way, I saw a scene from Little Big League. Yeah, today. Give that one a look-see.
Give it a spin. All right.
Yeah, it's a couple good ones.
I almost watched Rookie of the Year the other day, and then I ended up watching a cooking show on Max instead. So.
Oh, I meant to talk about. We got to talk about it next week. I've been watching a guy eat on YouTube lately. He ate the whole Taco Bell menu in one sitting.
Ooh, that feels bad. I feel bad for that guy.
Dude, he crushed it, bro. He's 170 pounds.
Yeah,
he gains like 29 pounds during his event, like when he during his videos.
Most competitive eaters, sneaky little guys. Weirdly enough, but
we're fired.
You're in it to win it. So for fascinating tidbits like that, as well as who wins rap tournaments and what to do at the gym if you encounter a celebrity or a creepy person, that's what the Snark Marks brings. We're across the spectrum as far as our interests. And thank you to everybody who listens. Andrew may or may not have dropped the socials at the top. You know him.
I didn't.
We're around.
Yeah. Subscribe to our YouTube, assholes.
Yeah. Well, subscribe to the YouTube where you can see our smiling faces while we debate the various rap topics of the day. And we'll be back next week at the Snark Marks podcast because we don't take any days off. No days off.
Well, so 6 days off.